Welcome, grognards, to Panzer Corp 2. Panzer Corp 2 is, of course, the second of the Panzer Corp titles. Panzer Corp 1 came out, oh gosh, when was it? 15 years ago, I think? A long time ago, anyway. And that also had like a whole lot of different DLC, which sort of extended the various campaigns and scenarios that came with that particular one. And Panzer Corp 2 sort of follows the same thing, but Panzer Corp 2 has got some very, very fundamental differences that sort of separate it from, well, basically from Panzer Corp 1, but also most other war games. Like the user interface in this game is beautiful. If I go to, where can we do this one? We've got other. Yeah, if we go to options, I'll just show you some of the little things that you can sort of find in these. Like, for example, just the options in here. There's a lot you can actually do within the options themselves. Going into display and user interface and through this other side. However you want to get this thing set up so that you've actually got the look of it, even with the grid patterns, have also got like different indicators. So you can sort of set up things dramatically as to, like there's just so many different ways to even just build the map so that you're actually happy with it. It's as I said before, it just takes it to a whole other level when you're sort of looking at these sorts of things. So it's just got that sort of that grid pattern in through there at this stage. So you can certainly sort of prioritise and conform it to your own sensibilities. It's just great. What a great game. Just so much in this one. I don't want to spend too much time with the interface, so let's just go back out. The other thing is that there's been a lot of content brought in for the game. The game itself rates, again, extremely highly on Steam. So people, and war games, again, strategy games and war games, typically, depending on the complexity, can be sort of like middle of the road, like in terms, they can be great games, but actually sort of not rate that well. This one is a great game and does rate well. Let's just go in and talk and have a look at the actual DLCs. The DLCs typically add campaigns to what you have. So if I just go into a new game and just go to campaign, just to sort of cover a lot of what actually does go on there. Now the Wehrmacht campaign in through here is the base game. There's a lot of content in this as well, like Poland. This campaign, this is essentially like the grand campaign. Takes you from 1939 to 1945 with 20 to 23 scenarios. So it sort of picks battles and pops you in the middle of those battles. So there's just a series of different scenarios essentially, and just follow them sequentially. Barbarossa goes from 41 to 45. And through this other side, again, between 14 and 17 scenarios, depending on the choices you make and the outcomes that you actually have. North Africa in 1941. So this one takes you from starting off in North Africa, but then sort of moving across all the way through to 1945. Again, another 14 to 17 scenarios. Kursk, so we're starting here in 1943 with the scenarios, so just from 43 to 45, there's only 7 to 8 scenarios there, and Italy also 7 to 8 with from 43 to 45. So these are all sort of very broad in their scope of how they then sort of present the various scenarios. Then we've actually got groups that are just coming out now, actually, which is the elite sort of aspect of the various campaigns. So the first campaigns bounced around all over the place in terms of where they were. The elite ones follow a specific division, and so the Ghost Division is essentially Rommel's 7th Panzer Division, and so it just follows through. So the scenario with this one is much more contained, and it's really just where you've got the 7th Panzer, and you are then just moving around to the various sort of battlefields that it fought in. Same with the First Guards. This is actually one that's just come out now with the where it's now taking most of Panzer Corp, by the way, is taken from the perspective of the German side, but the First Guards is really like the first of these sorts of scenarios where we end up having the perspective from the Russian side, and we're going to be playing that one today a little bit. So we'll sort of play this elite. Have a look at this one here through this other side. It should then tell us again, this one goes from 1937 to 1945 with 9 scenarios, and so it takes just that one group and shows its progression through the course of the war. And Ghost Division as well, 9 scenarios, 1939 to 1945. So that's sort of like, so these are sort of like a smaller number of scenarios. The scenarios are big though. Why is it 1937 when Russia didn't really get into the war until, I guess you could say 1939 with Poland, but The reason is that is because this group fought initially in Spain, so it sort of starts off in the Spanish Civil War and sort of works forward from there. Then we've got some interesting ones that have also been built recently. These are called front lines, and what they do is their scenarios are all contained around a specific series of battles within a region. So, for example, Battle of the Bulge is going to be the Ardennes region. So this is between 9 and 12 scenarios between 44 and 45, really just sort of into the Ardennes region of Belgium and Luxembourg. So that's sort of really where this one sort of then takes place. So much more contained, much sort of like smaller scale. They're more intimate, I guess is the way you'd sort of think of them, really. West Wall is one that's just come out recently. This was just autumn of 1944, so everything is really just essentially the attack from the Allies breaking through the Rhine, and so these are sort of like essentially just different campaigns backing through there as well. And then you've got Cyrenaica, which is from 1940 to 1941, and so this is typically really from the British, the Italian invasion of Egypt, the British counter invasion of Libya, and then the German sort of defence, I guess, of Libya as well, and sort of then moving that one back across. So it sort of essentially just goes through. It would be mainly from the British side, this particular one. So from 1940 to 1941, 12 different scenarios in that particular campaign. These are all self-contained, like you don't have to have other packs to be able to enjoy any of these. So you can sort of find something that will actually suit you. So these are very much contained within a smaller region of the map. So as I said before, much more intimate. War stories. This is the fall of Poland. Now this is actually from the perspective of the Polish, and so these are sort of like stories where you are fighting as on the side of Poland, and this is really just in 1939, 14 different scenarios there. Then we actually have really, I guess, where most of the development of the game was for the first years of its development, which is the Axis operations, which goes from the Spanish Civil War. So National Spain calls for your aid and Germany answers by sending in. So these are all Axis operations where they're from the perspective of the Germans, and then they have, again, 14 to 16 scenarios. They've got sort of like experience caps in through here to sort of figure out what's suitable for you. But the Spanish Civil War sort of then extends the war years further forward, I guess, to where a lot of the tactics were sort of then developed for World War II. Then it goes from 1939, and these sort of extend usually just sort of within that year frame, going into specific areas. Again, 13 to 15 scenarios, depending on how you play it. 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, and 45, back in through there. And then a surprise packet, 1946. The Germans have won. They're attacking America. So you even have these ahistoric scenarios as well. So after a long and ferocious war across Europe, peace has finally fallen upon the continent once again. Great Britain has completely isolated, and temporarily armistice has been made with the Soviet Union. However, one final opponent remains, the mighty United States. Unable to cross the Atlantic, Germany instead uses its vast conquests in the east to link up with the Japanese ally, and together the two powers ready themselves for Operation Olympus, the invasion of the United States. 27 to 30 scenarios there. So a lot of content, a hell of a lot of content there. So there's a heap of content there with the different DLCs. There is actually now, what they're doing is they've got Axis operations. They're now going to sort of start a whole other group of DLCs for allied operations as well. So you don't have to buy all of them to, sometimes if they all rely on each other or even cross-reference each other, it's more that they just bring in unique equipment, different ways of sort of then playing with those sorts of equipment, and then of course very, very unique scenarios. Now the interesting thing with the game, which is something that I'll just go back to the menu. One of the really interesting things with the actual game here is that there's also, you can play random scenarios. My head is covering that, but that's random scenarios back in through there. And they couldn't do that before, like in Panzer Corp 1. And the reason they couldn't do it is because the the game was set up to have maps scripted, which essentially is what most of the, I guess, the campaigns are to a large extent, where there's scripting involved. And so once you hit certain trigger points, it will then trigger certain attacks and so on and so forth. So there was no real thinking from the AI's perspective on what was going on. That has now changed in Panzer Corp 2. So what they now have is that they've still got scripted elements to their own scenarios, but the AI can now start to think through its own response to your threats, and it took them a long time to be able to code that, much longer than they thought they were going to need to do. And so they've been able to bring in the random scenarios, which allows you then to play pretty much. I don't know how much of the DLC comes into what you can play with. I don't know if any does at all, but you can actually then go across. You've got starting years there from 39 through to 45. So we don't have the Spanish Civil War or the American War. But I think that there are some units that have come through, but I'm not 100% sure on that one as to how they've sort of been able to be used in this particular scenario. I love this scenario, by the way. This is my go-to playing the game. I just love it. I love the fact that they've had to build, they've had to change the base game to the extent where they could actually let this happen. So for me, it's a reward for me, who love procedural generation with games, but also I feel like I'm sort of justifying the effort that the devs put in to actually put the AI process into the units, which I really appreciate. As a gamer, I really appreciate it a hell of a lot. So anyway, you've got like different map types. Interesting little point. There used to be one which is the opposite of Lakeland, which was islands, where they did at one point have island hopping, but they couldn't get I think it was just too time consuming to get the code to work for the invasion forces, like to be able to get on ships and move across and then get off the ships. So that's not there. They do actually have it in some of their scenarios, but it's not as a random map. So unfortunately, there was actually 6 before the game launched, and now there's only 5. Anyway, that's just a fun little fact. This has been a few years now. Right. Well, anyway, let's just go back to the main menu. We're going to be playing a little bit of First Guards. So we'll just come back into here. And now, advanced options. This is, again, where the game absolutely shines. And it's another thing where I wish more companies would take up this combat randomness aspect. So by using this slider, you can adjust combat randomness to your taste, 100% real results determined by the game combat rules and formulas, or 0, which is combat result is always as predicted. So there is for example, let's just say that there's going to be damage, which is going to be like, it might be 2 die 6 plus 10 or something like that. So you've got this random component. What it will then do is it will average out whatever the random component is. And so if you have combat randomness of 0, it means it will actually use 7 for that 2 die 6. Did I say plus 10? So it would be 17 damage if you did that. It would be so you know exactly what there's no randomness there at all, or up to 100% where you've sort of got like the full gamut of whatever the random component actually is, which can do people's heads in, like when you've actually got the RNG, the random number generator, that comes in and just feels like it wrecks games. So by default, they've got 50-50, which means that you end up with guaranteed some damage, and also guaranteed not getting everything, but there's still a random component in the middle there somewhere. So I really, really like that a lot. I find that that's just a real sweet spot for me. I never feel like I'm being diddled by the random number generator in this game, and it comes down to this slider. And so this was an innovation that they put in right from the start, really, which I just really think is amazing. So I did want to highlight that one. Other things you can set up through here. So undo mode, you've got so many different choices with the way you want to play. And so you've got like the undo, so I can undo any action, and I've got 3 per turn that I can then go and do if I make a silly move. Commander trait points, I'm just going to stick with 2. You can actually have between 0 and 7 there, but I'll just keep it on 2. Weather, so you've got weather. This is actually important, particularly for aircraft. supply as well. This is important if you do get cut off, or if you cut your forces off, they're going to diminish over time. Fog of War, just so you can't see what's actually coming. The Shroud is actually, this is more for multiplayer, so we don't, like if you're playing Hot Seat with a friend or family member, and you can put up the Shroud, which means that they can't see your side of the map at all at this point. I think so. Mission map will be covered by a shroud hiding both units and terrain. So essentially, you'll have to then discover that when you get started. Actually, it could be for anything really, I guess. Yeah, actually, no, that still is applicable, even single player, because looking at the terrain and planning ahead is actually a big part of this game. Turn limits. Now, you can turn this off. This is actually something that I don't know where they added this in. But some of the campaigns are sort of hard set with you've got to do things by different times. I'm going to turn it off. I don't like being rushed in these sort of games. So I'm going to turn the turn limit off, and that way I don't have to follow any sort of turn parameters that they've actually got set up for me. Heroes can be added to different units over time. There's a chance then that they'll come through, and again, a bit like the slider up the top here, just what's the percentage chance of a hero arriving, depending on different things that actually do come up. Awards actually allow you to then boost your forces. If they do something heroic, then they're likely to pick up an award, which will then give them sort of special abilities in the fight. Iron Man is, so you've only got one save file, so you can't actually save scum essentially with that one. I'll keep that one turned off though. And then special challenges. These can make the game really, really quite difficult back down through here as well. So there's all sorts of stuff, all sorts of ways of playing the game, which again, I love. I love that they've given such agency to the player. And again, other devs of other games could learn an awful lot about developing a game for players, for people to be able to play it the way that they want. It's just such an effective way. Now, they've also then got this one here is just a kernel, which is sort of like the default difficulty. I'll probably just keep it on there. I'm tempted to go to general. What this one does is... actually, I will do that one. It's minus 30% prestige. That's going to make it difficult for me to replenish my troops with... I'm going to have to be careful of the attrition, because I'm going to have less replacements, essentially. And then we've got the Field Marshal is negative 60 prestige with plus 10% base accuracy for the enemy. Then finally, General Isimus is... minus 80% prestige. Prestige is what you spend to get replacements, essentially, and plus 20% base accuracy to the enemy. So let's just play with general. It's about my level, usually, to be honest, in the game, so that'll be okay. Let's just go in and play. Only a nation that honours its heroes can be considered great. There we go. Proceed. So we'll get a briefing, because we are now playing a scripted scenario. Now, we've got the 2 points. I would highly recommend that you don't really pick anything from the negative side. You can get more points that way. There may be something, but they usually the negatives outweigh the positives in a bad way. Don't randomize. If you click randomize, you're going to get a whole heap of this stuff and a whole heap of this stuff, and it's just going to be a mess for you. It makes it very, very difficult. So I don't usually sort of look at too many of these, to be honest. It's sort of, these are big problems. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go straight across over to here. I'm playing as the, my go-to is infantry general now, where all infantry units cost 25% less slots, so they're cheaper to actually have. You can have more infantry, and you often need infantry to plug gaps. But there's heaps of stuff in here. I'm not going to go through all of them. We're just going to go infantry general. There's our 2 points now spent, and so we're just going to accept that. Actually, I'll go as tactic, and who've we got? Oh, we can't see the actual the people there, so we'll just accept that one. So years before even the very first Guards unit was formed, Soviet equipment was being sent to Spain to support Spanish Republican government in their civil war against the nationalists. The current commander of Madrid's northern defences is Colonel Enrique Gerardo Barrio, who was only promoted to command days before the CTV offensive of Guadalajara began. Some of the forces of this newly formed 4th Army Corps include a handful of international brigade troops, as well as a few Soviet military observers, eager to see the effectiveness of their equipment in real time. So we're sort of on the opposite side of Franco and his team. So welcome to the newly formed 4th Army Corps, Camarada. I am Colonel Barrio, and on behalf of our forces and the Spanish people, I welcome your International Brigade troops to the Guadalajara front. Your presence here is a testament to the solidarity of the international proletariat in our struggle against the traitor Franco and his nationalist rebels. So we will, we will sort of see Axis forces fighting on the nationalist side, and your reinforcements exactly what I need right now. For months now, we've been beaten back by one nationalist attempt to seize Madrid from another, but now they have unleashed their Italian dogs. So this will be one of the groups of in through here for yet another assault from the north. My new corps is quite green. They've held the line admirably and with honour. The latest field reports indicate an Italian offensive is on the verge of exhaustion, and I need your reinforcements to finally break them completely. So victory objectives, recapture. So this is Alaminos in through here, and Arcaquila being through this other side. You can see there one of them is under the control of the CTV, is that what they called it? And the other one is Franco's forces back over here. So prestige objectives, siege national supply bases. So there are some sort of supply hubs back in through this other side. Special objective, eliminate all Italian vehicles. So we have some special objectives in through here as well, just to sort of get rid of the various. There's 11 vehicles somewhere on the map, and we have to go and try to destroy all of them. And there's 7 planes. There's 1 plane there at the stage, but there's 7 of them in total. So we'll need to sort of shoot all of them down as well. The rebels and their Italian dogs still think that they can carry the day, so your first order of business is to crush the last vestiges of their assault force. Right. So the Italians seem to be heavily relying on masses of light armour, so knocking out their tanks will swiftly bump their aggression. So we're getting clues in through here. So they're overconfident and they're using light tanks. Once the enemy advance is stopped in its tracks, I need you to begin a counteroffensive to push the enemy as far back as Guadalajara as possible, back from Guadalajara as possible. I do not want any threat from these Italians to linger over Madrid when we are done here today. If at all possible, knocking the Italian aircraft from the skies would safeguard Madrid from bombing. I have heard the men affectionately refer to your brand new fighter aircraft as Moscas, and I look forward to seeing this particular fly clear the skies over my homeland. That's the briefing that we have. Okay, let's get into it. So the map, or the scenario that we play to start with, is just called Lessons of War. This is their first one. Now, when you play like Panzer Corp, don't feel that you're stuck with what they give you at the start. You can change things to a degree. There will be forces that we actually have in here that we may be able to tweak. Some of them we won't be able to, but if we have a look at these different forces, this is a Brigada Mixta, and we probably won't have any sort of real option to do anything with those. If we have a look, you can see there I can delete them, which I don't want to be doing, because it probably doesn't come off my prestige cost. So in this case, what we end up having, we've got like prestige to spend, and again, we've got less than what we would have started with if we had have just gone with the standard difficulty. And we've got, like, what's that there? About, we've got 20 core slots available as well. So we can bring more forces into the map right from the very, very start. But these guys are not really anything we can go and sort of work with. So these particular group in through this other side, again, another Brigada Mixture back and through this other side, are essentially troops that we can't play with. That one isn't either. I don't think any of these will be. No, these are all just part of the sort of like the Spanish forces that were already on the ground. Then we come back into here, and now we do have something where we can do upgrades, we can undeploy them. So we can start to maneuver these around. This is an international brigade in through this other side. So all of these down this way are all ones that we can impact. What about the guys that are up this way as well? So we've got another one that we can't impact there. I definitely don't want to be destroying units that we don't have any real control over. So we don't have any real control over those units. Now we can see there we're going to need to rush units back up into that position. The other thing you can then go and so we've got this all in through here as well of what we have to do. Let's just go and sort of hide that for now. So these will be our relief forces at the bottom here, and to see what we can do, just go and grab one of the units and just undeploy them. Okay, this is all the areas we can actually then put units back in through here again as well. And if we just switch across to the aircraft as well, let's just go and take one of them off. And yes, we've got a total of 7 different aircraft that we can actually have in here as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and spend some of the forces that we actually have up through this other side, and possibly look at the actual forces we have, and just have a look to see. Actually, let's go to purchase to start with. Sorry, I'm just going to go and bring that one back on. So we can see what we have available in 1937. So we've got regular forces here for 140, two slots in through this other side. Now remember, we're playing where we actually have it a bit cheaper. We can get more infantry. So getting infantry is going to be my go-to. We do have the engineers back down through here again with 3 slots. They do actually have trucks available, which only cost prestige to bring them in. No actual slots in through there. So definitely getting some engineers here is going to be important. These will then help units dig in. They'll help defences, and they can also then help with different attacks. So we've got military engineer, ignores enemy entrenchment. So this will be good for sort of doing assaults. Close combat troops, they're all close combat. This will be close combat as well. And so forced march, this one doesn't have forced march. Minesweeper, bunker killer, and also entrenchment support there. All adjacent friendly units entrench at 2 times speed. So these are very, very valuable to have interspersed with your normal troops. So we'll definitely be wanting to get some of those. So there were 3. I'll see how many we sort of end up getting of those. We need to look at the map to see if we need any bridge engineers. And cavalry is fairly expensive for what it is often, and it can be good just for getting in behind other troops. But I don't think I'll worry too much about that just yet. In terms of tanks, we've only got 2. They're both worth 190. If I just hover over one, I can then sort of see the difference back in through here. So the BT5 has got a lot more fuel, so it can sort of it'll be able to sort of be out of supply there for a length of time. It also has 6 movement as opposed to 4, so it's more of a medium style tank rather than a heavy tank, whereas the other one looks a bit more like a cumbersome heavy tank. They both do 12 damage against infantry, and the first one, the heavier tank, does 13 as opposed to 12 against tanks. It's sort of funny, that extra movement is actually quite valuable. We might have a look at that, and they may not even be all that valuable to us anyway. Recon cars, like these are the BA6s, these have got recon allows them to move and then move again, and the only unit that can actually do that. So it's got this sort of phased movement, and this again is extremely valuable for checking things out. So getting some of these in will be important. These are only two slots for those. Anti-tank, we know that we're going to have some. We know we're going to be going up against armour. We've been told that. So getting anti-tank forces in is going to be important. We've only got 1 available for there. Now, we technically only have 1, but we actually have 2. Anti-air is also able to be switched usually. Yeah, switches to the Gaz anti-air machine gun against tanks. And so when we have a look at this one here, we can then sort of see in brackets, it's an 8 and 7 versus a 16. So these are by far the better, but we're only going up against light tanks is what we were told. So the 7 there will help. So so that we could still supplement the anti-air along with the anti-tank with these forces if we needed to. So we'll think about that. Artillery is great for support as well. These are fairly expensive. Yeah, they're all fairly expensive. Actually, they take up a lot of slots except for this weaker one at the back through here. Probably won't worry too much about those. Fighter craft, we've got 2 available. One's worth 70 and one's worth 50, but still 2 slots. I'm going to be wanting to bring more of these fighter craft in, because we know that we have to destroy a fair few planes. So that's going to be important. Dive bombers, these are 2 slots, that one's 1. These have got, if we just hover over the different abilities, that one's more just a scout plane. That one there. That one's much weaker. Yeah, I don't know if I'll bother with this. It's only 2 slots. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll sort of grab maybe 1 of those. And then we've got strategic bombers, which are 3 slots. So I probably won't worry about those at all, I don't think. So they're going to do more damage, but it's going to be a little bit more difficult, I guess. So I might, you can see down there, we start off with current weather is clear. The next day is going to be cloudy, which is going to then diminish what we can then do with the aircraft. So the spotting range of ground units is unaffected, but the spotting range and attack accuracy of planes is halved. The same is true for anti-air units attacking air targets. So this is something where we do have to be a little bit careful, I guess. So let's think about what we do here. Let's go and just buy automatically, and at least another 2 aircraft. We had 3, I think. So we'll just go and add to basket and just get a couple of these. So that's 2 slots. We'll just go purchase. So they're now going into our loop through here. These have got like a different pattern on them than the ones we're bringing in directly. These will have the default patterning. Let's just go back into what we have. Let's go and grab one of the strategic bombers, these Tupolev SBs. And so we'll add one of those and purchase that as well. That's now 4, and we've got 5 left over there, 3. I could bring one more in if I had to. Look, I might as well pop them in there, I guess. So let's just go and pop that one in there. And then these other ones as well. Place all of those in there. So that's the aircraft sort of all established. We've got one more slot there for aircraft if we need it. Now, in terms of what else we have, let's just go back and select the ground forces and have a bit of a look to see what we actually have. So we've got armoured cars there. Now, the armoured cars we really need to have at the front. And I guess one thing we could do there is if we just go back to purchasing units and just check the armoured cars. So they're 150, 2 slots. They do 8 damage against infantry and 13 against tanks, which is actually a lot, which is not bad at all. Like, this is actually a fairly good attack. They've got a ground defense there of 10. Let's compare them to the tanks. So this one here has got a ground defense of 10 as well. Does the same damage, and 3 slots. This one here, range 6, 10 damage. So armoured cars are sort of almost as good. The one thing we have with the tanks, though, is overrun. So I think I'm going to ditch most of my tanks and put put these armoured cars in instead. So they're worth 150. These are worth 190. I save slots, which is going to allow me then to pick up more than what we have, which is going to allow me then to get more troops. So let's go back and close that one off and just have a look at the actual. So that's the menu, that's the group that we actually have on the ground. So with our tanks that we actually have, we've got BT5s, T26s. Now we have a few other little tanks as well, which, actually that Tribia, where's that? And what sort of damage does it do? It's very, very weak. It takes up 3 slots. That's a complete waste of space. That one didn't show up in our list of tanks that we have available for us. This one over through here we don't really get the benefit from. This one has a bit of experience already. So this one here is also fairly weak. This will be in front line, I'm guessing. Yeah, it'll be up in here. So that one there is actually one that we do have. We can chop and change that one. I'm going to actually disband this one. And what we'll do is we'll get 3 points back there. So disband that one. So we're now down to 49 again. Let's go into this the T26. Let's keep it where we end up with. We get rid of one of the T26s. Disband that one. Which now gets me down to 46. So we now can sort of start to add in other forces. With the recon, probably want to get another 2 recons in, I think. So these are different armoured cars actually. Now that one there. It's also 2 slots. So why is that? Oh, hang on. That does 10 damage. This one does 5 damage to tanks. Just looking at at what's happening back over here. I don't think I want either one of these, to be honest. So I'm going to go and ditch both of these. Disband. So we're down to 42 now. We've got the anti-tank forces there, just 45mm 1932 anti-tanks. We've got artillery. I'll leave them where they are. That'll be fine. Tanks are okay. All right, let's just go back and now replenish the various troops that we actually have. So if we just go back into purchase, armoured cars, I'm going to grab 4 of these. So we'll add to basket, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got 4 BA6s. So we'll purchase that. Go back in again. Won't worry about the tanks at this stage. Anti-tanks. I'm going to get myself 2 of these. So I'll just purchase, add to basket. 1 or 2? I'll go 2. Oops, not 3. I'll purchase that. And I can just stay where I am. And I'll get 2 of these. These are worth 200. I'll still get 2 of them because there are only 2 slots. So I'll just go and purchase both of those. It gets me up to 58. I'm now going to just go back into infantry and purchase them as well. So we're back down to here. Definitely want to have at least 2 of these. These take up 3 slots. That's 2. And I can't do any more than that. Oh, hang on, I've got 3. That takes me... Yeah, that's going to be 6 more slots from here, which will then allow me just to get another regular troop. Oh, hang on, before I do that, before I do these engineers, I'm just going to ditch them. I want to make sure I've got the trucks with them. So, engineers with trucks, add to basket, get 2 of those. Regular troops with trucks, add to basket. And then that's going to then take up all 8 slots. I think that's okay. Let's just go and purchase. So, we can get close to where we've got fighting through here. We're going to have to rush across these bridges from this other location. So it's going to be a turn before we can actually sort of take anything back up this way. The tanks I do want to move up, so I'm just going to go and move them off from there. I'll just redeploy these as well. And deploy those tanks. So we'll sort of figure out where we want to place things for the movement. Troops that are down there I'm actually happy enough with, I think. The artillery that we have I'm happy enough with as well. Alright, I might just pause and then just position it and just tell you what's going on. Alright, I've just moved my head over a little bit just so that I'm not going to be too much in the way, so we can pretty much look at anything with the pop-ups and stuff. I think it's the best spot for me to be. And one thing I'll do is I always forget to do this, and so I've remembered this time to get rid of that. Because I know that you guys like to see more of the screen whenever I do record this particular game. I always leave it open, but I really should have it closed off. We don't need it there. Right, so what I've done is I've put some armoured cars sort of in the middle here, trying to sort of get up to rush into support what's going on through here. I've got tanks sort of still back in the middle through here. Anti-tanks in through here, which are actually more powerful than my tanks. So I've got them sort of available to take out some of these other forces, these tanks that we sort of see down through this other side, and just some of the, like the engineers also going to be trying to rush forward to support this side of the river. Right, let's end our deployment phase here, and in we go. I did I saved just beforehand as well, just in case I need to come back and redo part of the deployment. So it's cloudy weather. It's cloudy tomorrow, actually, as well. So this is going to diminish what our troops here can then go and do. Let's just start. We've only got 1 aircraft that we can see, so I'm going to get the fighter craft. You'll see there that against this fighter craft, which has only got 5 strength, this is already sort of a bit weakened. So this 62nd CR32 is got fairly good experience levels, but it's something that we are going to need to destroy. So we've got 1 strategic bomber through here, which I'll be wanting to sort of take out these sorts of units with. And you can see there when I hover over that one, we're going to lose 1. This is ours is on the left, this is on the right. We're going to lose 1 here, they're going to lose 1 there. The reason they're going to lose 1 is because the actual craft underneath this one doesn't have great anti-air abilities, but this one here does. So this one has got like a 5 air attack, and it will protect everything around itself. So that's why that's actually happening. So if I did go and use that against that particular unit, that will then be taken. If I go anywhere else, we don't really have any real problem anywhere else. And I can actually reach pretty much all of these. So I can sort of do damage to any of these different units that we sort of see out through here. I'll come back and deal with that one afterwards. Let's go and move all of these up, and this is the distance that these can go to. We want to surround this one, so this one here we have 1 damage and we take 1 loss as well. And so if I do go to that one, the expected outcome here is 1 each. But if I just go and grab a second one, I'm just going to move that one in as well. I can move that one across to there. And so now when we have a look at it, we now get a mass attack ×2. So we now actually have extra abilities for our fighters. And I'm just going to go and throw at least another one in there. So we need to destroy 7 planes, I think it was. Might leave that open. So 7 aircraft we need to shoot down. And then we've got mass attack ×2, and then we've got, like you can see, we've got mass attack there because they're next to each other. If we can sort of get them on opposite sides, it certainly does help. I've got the... I'll just go this way to start with. Now that lost 2, we lost 1. Now we've got mass attack ×2 there as well, so we'll just go this way. Yep, we lost 2. They just did some suppression damage against us. And then this one here, we no longer have the abilities, but there's nothing coming back, and we should have the kill. Nope, we missed. In that case, we're up with 1 more of these, and hopefully this will do the job. Yep, that's got it. So we've destroyed 1. So that's one of the special objectives that we had. is can be ticked off. Now that's still leaving me with 1. Plus we have the this one here as well. I'm more likely to break through these areas. So we've got protection here now because of all of these different fighter craft. So this is the easiest one for me to attack in terms of attacks coming back against us. There we go. We did 2 actual physical damage to it, which is good. So it all sort of helps with the attrition. And I've still got 1 more aircraft where I can sort of take it up and attack other different units. That's as far as we can go with these. If I can get hold of that airfield there, then that will give me another forward base. So that will be something we aim for, I think. It'll be on its own. Unless I do bring it back this way. Well, I've got some forces here. I might just go after this one here. Just keep all the aircraft together. So it's not super effective because of the cloudy weather, but that's okay. We did another damage into it there. Now, we have to be a little bit careful. Like if we go to attack this unit using these guys, these have only got 7, they've got 7. You can see that we're going to lose 3 to their 1. And you can see there's an arrow that comes from the artillery behind it to attack us as well. So that supports whatever attack. Artillery will support against like infantry style attacks or any sort of attack, whereas anti-tanks will defend against tank units that attack. So we need to probably not attack with this unit. So rather than attack, I can actually go and this one's got no experience, so I'm just going to keep on just going with standard replacements. So I'm just going to get that up to 14 and just strengthen it, and that's its turn essentially. These guys here are good because they've got they can move a long distance. So they've got like a very strong movement. They move at 8. So more so than the anti-tanks. Anti-tanks that we sort of see through here of only move at 4. And that's not going to help me much there if I attack them in that location. These are better off in support, to be honest. Let's just move that one into there. That will then support both of these. It's on high ground. This is actually one thing that we didn't look at. We should be sort of trying to spot. We've got mountains and hills. These are all an advantage for staying on. Forest is an advantage as well. Once we get going, we don't need the bridge engineers because there's just the one river that runs all the way through the middle of it, which is, once we get on one side of it, we're going to be okay. Yeah, so we do have a lot of hills coming up, and then it gets into the flats and then the forests and swamps over this other side. That's all right. We'll just we'll sort of deal with that at the time. So again, what I'm just going to do is I've got this unit here, which can take on either one of these, but I think I'm just going to strengthen this one up as well. Now this one's already got 2 experience, so I want to get elite replacements here. That's up to 14. That's good. And I'm going to position this one in behind it. Oh, hang on, that one. Yeah, that one can actually go all the way in. This is also anti-tank. I could put that one in behind it as well. This one here gets support from there. I think I'll just place them into these positions. So that's on high ground, and it is going to support this tank. So if this tank attacks me, I'm then going to actually kill it off with this anti-tank, which is now positioned back in there. That then allows me to keep this one as an anti-air. So this one's got a range of 2 for anti-air. So I'll move that one up into this position. These guys are fairly strong. Just move it up a little bit. Then we have the engineers. Now, I don't think I want to keep them in the trucks. I want them to get off the trucks. So I think I'll actually position them off over this side. Then we've got these here don't actually move all that far, even though they're armoured cars. They're fairly strong. Let's just get one of them down this side. They're not sort of like the late game armoured cars. We'll just get them as close as we can into the actual fights. Anti-air, we'll move this one up as well. Now that's anti-tank. So we lost a point there, which is annoying. This one's artillery. So I can sort of weaken those. I'm going to need to get these replaced up to full strength. This one here I've got to be a little bit concerned about because they will attack through this area. This is the other lighter one. I'll just move that one up as well. Just bring these across into the fight, and then we've got the anti-air there. It's only going to be infantry. The tank could still move in. I think I'll treat these as anti-tank at this stage. Oh, hang on. Requires an unspent move action. So no, I can't do that just yet. So we're still anti-air. That's okay. I need to get these guys across. Again, I'd prefer to have them drop off the truck. Let's just move them to the back. So unfortunately the truck's going to stay there. Now we've got one out this side, another one over this side, so let's move this one up. Bring that one across. The anti-tank will bring this one up as well to this side, so we've got one on either side. We don't want to be sitting on top of rough terrain at the end of any of this. Just bring that one over. Bring that one over. I'll still just keep them up where they are. So I hope we don't get hit with much there. That's the other. This is an actual tank. I'll bring that one up as well. And the artillery. Just get it off the truck so that at least it can defend itself if it has to. And we've got this as well. So slowly bring this one forward. Okay, let's leave that where that is, I think. And so we'll sort of split off their different sizes. We can just go to the next, to the right bracket. We'll just sort of see who can still actually move. In this case, I'm just going to get them up to full strength. This one up to full strength as well. That one there. Again, there's nothing for us to really hit, so I'll just put this one up to full strength as well. That one's already now has fired. I'm a little bit concerned about its lack of, it lost another point. There's nothing else I can really do there, so I'll just leave that one where that is. I'm going to leave that one where that is as well, and just hope that it holds on. Leave that one where that is. That one's already full strength. Yep, we're back there again. Let's end our turn. So here they come. They're moving around. Aircraft. So they're weakening our resolve. Comes cavalry. Ooh, that was a big attack. That's the engineers doing their job. We still lost a lot there, though. We didn't run away, which is good. There's a bit of support. Uh-oh. The aircraft is back. After this one, we then end up with sunny weather. Okay, so we have one more aircraft. Now, this is going to be too far away for us to reach. This is another CR-32. This is another fighter craft. I don't think I can reach it. No, not quite. Not quite. So we do need to get this airbase captured back up this other side. So we lost a lot of damage there with this group of engineers. They're starting to now get experience though, so we probably do want to get them now with more elite replacements. More so than fighting them. I think we just replace at this point, get them up. This group here is fairly strong. Now I can actually hit that one. We take a lot of damage against that cavalry, but this one here we actually do pretty much, we kill them off. So they're destroyed. This is the attrition that we need. And then we've got the regular forces, and if I move that one up, it's a bit tit for tat with what we end up having through there, but that's okay. We'll just move it up and give it a go. They're on high ground. So this group in through here, their infantry is on high ground, which gives them an advantage. So that in the high ground that they have there, I don't know if it'll show it there. Hills, yeah. So they end up with, actually, where does it show it? Hills, close terrain, but also high ground, just giving them a more advantageous defense. Oh, wow, we smashed them. That's awesome. So that's actually, they've been destroyed. So that's two groups of infantry now destroyed from in there. We could start to, like this one here is very, very strong. If I go from here, it's 4 versus 4, which is actually not bad. So I think I'll actually take that one. Just because we've got the high ground there. Good. It's down to 11. Now I can actually ultimately move that one into that position there. This one here is now ready to start to fire against these guys as well. And we still have this armoured car down in here. So their armoured car there, if we have a bit of a look at the armoured car, when I hover over that one through there, this one's only worth 50, mine's worth 150. And the attack that we actually have a 13 attack against hard targets. They've got a 5. So the actual attack there is going to be very, very one-sided our way. So it's a mass attack along with the engineers that we have. Oh, sorry, that Brigada Mixta. So we've got the attack in here. And it's going to now run away. That one can now get there and possibly finish it off. So 2 armoured cars now working together. guess this is the era where armoured cars are pretty strong. Like this is like, at the start of the war, the armoured cars in the World War II were quite formidable. Yeah, we're only breaking its morale, not anything else. Now I could bring this brigade off to do the destruction. We've just got such a nice high point there. Let's take this one in. We're still on the high ground. Did a lot of damage there. Can't do anything else there. That's fine. This one here, we can almost destroy that. Wow, that's great. I think I'll move on to the high ground there again as well. Like when I hover over it, it's funny, it should show us there. Yeah, that is hills. Anti-tank. It's going to be 2 versus 2. So we've got the artillery there. This is mainly just going to do suppression damage. I should have done that at the start, to be honest. Let's move that one back into the mountains. Can't do anything else with that one. Their initiative gives them the first shot. But they're down to 7. Now that's going to start to surround them. It's now encircled. You could try to break out in the future, but let's just go for it anyway. Okay, it's down to 6 now. That's pretty much everything from that side. Let's just move this one up. So this artillery will then give support to all the others around here. That's going to be useful. The tank we want to bring up as well and get along this road just so we can start to sort of open this up. The various troops here, I want to now make sure that they don't stay on their wagons, that they now sort of stay off the wagons. We can get into there. I mean, I've got 2 choices here. I can actually move this one up to give support in here, which I think would be worthwhile doing. Yeah, we'll do that. This is more where we need to be, just to lend more support. And probably this one needs to get across this area as well. Now the engineers do big damage there against this guy. We also have the anti-tank, which isn't going to do anything. We want to get these hills. Now we can get the this one on top, and we can then destroy that one. So we've now got overrun, which gives me another shot with this, and I can really go either way here. Got the armoured car as well. Now we've still got this one at the. That's a bit of a problem at the back there. So we want to try to get up to that. Because we're attacking with armour, the artillery won't really do anything. That's now encircled. It's moved back. I don't really have anywhere I can take this one. I'm going to move this one off. Oh, I've still got this as well. think I'm better off just bringing it back this way. Just putting pressure on. Yeah, these armoured cars are very slow actually for what they do. So we've now got this thing pretty much surrounded. Let's bring the anti-tank up. There's not really any tank forces over this way. We probably will need to have some there, but I think we'll actually just move this tank up towards Torre del Burgo. And I feel that this is going to be where the main attack is going to be pushed. So I'll just move it along there. Bring them in to support this side. Now I've still got all the aircraft here as well. There's our dive bomber. Not going to do much damage there. I can try to kill that one off. Can we get support though next to it? Yeah, we can. Actually, we can get two. Let's hit that one. There we go, that's good. So we dive bombed that one. That's now 2 of the 11 Italian vehicles that have been destroyed. So we should have this airfield next turn. I'm just going to place that one over the top there for protection. That one can actually do an attack on that one. I might as well do it. Really should do this at the start rather than at the end of the bits and pieces that we've got. If I just move that one in there, that'll then protect both of those. Okay, that's everyone, I think. If I just press the square bracket, hang on. Yeah, that one there has... That's okay there as well. They've all fired. This one hasn't fired, but there's nothing much really to do. So I'm just going to keep that one where that is. And that one can move. It's quite weak. Actually, what I can do is just give it replacements. Let's just go and do that. Just get it a bit more stronger. Square bracket. That one can still move, but we don't need it to. That one can move and fire. So I can actually flip it down now to anti-tank. But we've got a fair few anti-tank forces in here now. I don't want to move too... well, actually, I might as well, actually. I might as well move up to here just to protect these units. And this group in here can actually move down into the rough terrain there. It doesn't really protect it much. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. Actually, no, I will. I'll move it out into the fields. And that one there can move, but we don't want to move it anywhere. Again, that one can move, but I'm happy with it being on the hill there. That one can still move up. Well, let's have a look and see what's down this way. There we go, we've got some cavalry down that way. And that one can still move, but I don't need to move it anywhere. That one's fine, so we're back around again. Let's get into the turn there. Okay, that's the airfield that they're operating from. It's going to be a little bit too far. Oh, here we go. Now we've got it. Oh, it got onto the hills. I didn't think the cavalry could do that. trying to fight their way back out from being surrounded. They've hit the high, they've got the high ground. Oh, here we go. We've got tanks now coming in. It's now sunny weather, so the aircraft will now be much more effective. So here we've got another fighter craft, just another CR-32. This is now getting fairly interesting back up this other side. Now we've got artillery that can fire to there, but not really going to be able to hit anything. So even if I move it up, it's still not going to have anything it can actually really do. These guys, we can do a little bit of damage up this way. We can actually hit these fairly hard in there. So I'll place one of those in there. And we've got mass attacks going in now. This one's sort of surrounded. Now this anti-tank, I'm going to move this one right back out of the way. Just so we can fix it up next turn. This is artillery. Got mass attacks going in there as well. So that's the engineers. They can move up into that spot. That is ideal. Nice high ground. Now this one here, we can sort of do any damage that we like with any of these. I feel that we're sort of like, I don't think there's going to be much rolling back down this way. So we have an opportunity, like we could actually go and start to you know, fix up the different units, which would be a good move. But is it the best move? We don't know. That was good. That one can still move on as well. Look, I'm going to keep that one there. I do get damage, but I think that this one's going to be then destroyed if I sort of keep it going there. So let's get elite replacements there. Just get it back up to strength. So that's there pretty much as a kill. They've surrendered. Now we've got the anti-tank, which can then do big damage against this guy. And we've still got two that we can do against either one of these. Let's get this one fixed up. One can't do anything. Just get elite replacements there. Actually, no, that one doesn't need elites. So just go and drag. This is going to then sort of give support to all of these different units. So that's working fairly well. Now it looks like there's nothing in there. Torre del Burgo. Let's do it. Bang. Now, we got 50 more prestige. We didn't get any more core slots. Still, it's a start. So we'll start to now sort of twist our way along this river. And to cut forces off, 12 is not too bad. We'll just move this one up along the road. That one there, we can do a bit of damage and then sort of escape back out. So the Italians have still got this here. I think I'll move into the airfield. We'll be wanting this one fairly soon. This one here, I just want to get elite replacements. And the tanks. Just keep on sort of moving across the ground here. Got him. That was great. Now, we don't get to move anywhere else at this stage, but we can now take this town as well. So we're pushing up. I think we'll get something special once we reach this one here. Okay, our aircraft. We have another aircraft in here. This is a dive bomber, a tactical bomber. Can we reach it? No, we can't. So it's outside of our range. If I take this, they're now encircled, and I don't really want to do anything else other than just keep hold of this. So what I'm going to do is I think I will rebase a large portion of our forces. I can dive bomb, so I can actually sort of do more damage to this one, or actually that one there. Let's go and bomb this one. That's good. That can then finish that one off. That's the overrun, which gives me another shot here as well. They've moved off. And then we've got the Brigada Mixta here, which can then finish that one off. Just come down into the rough. And so they've been destroyed. That's good. Let's keep on moving these international brigades across. I'll keep them on the wagons. And so we're going to do a rebase into this position. So if we click on rebase aircraft, I don't know if I can put more in around there. Rebase. Yep. We've got sunny weather coming up. So just get 3 of them in there. These other 2 can actually hit... Where was the other aircraft? There was an aircraft down this way somewhere. I'm not seeing it. There it is. Knew there was one somewhere. So we're going to take this one on. So we'll actually fly into there. And I want to get the other aircraft on the other side, just to surround it. Got him. Another one down. So we've now eliminated 4 of the Italian vehicles and 2 of the Italian aircraft. So we're heading there. So that's good. Okay, so next turn we're going to be in a position to start to send 3 fighters in against the other enemy, wherever they might be. We've still got forces in here that could actually cause us issues. It's not really going to help much. I might even move this down. This is actually artillery, just to give support to these other units. And this one here can still actually smash this guy. Still on high ground, but it can't really go anywhere or do anything. It's pretty much dead. Let's just give it more support at the back there. So these guys here, if we have a bit of a look at them, we should sort of see that they've got 1 ammo left. Now that will basically diminish away. They've got no more fuel, or their suppression is fairly high, down to 3 strength. They've got first strikes. The unit always attacks first. That's actually why they've been doing so well. Do all their cavalry have that? No, this one doesn't. But they're fairly well dug in at 6. But this one here is not going to get its ammo back, so it's not going to be able to do too much else. We're still doing fairly well with our prestige, and so that's kicking in, and we're actually, we are causing a lot of attrition, which is great. I'll just go through all of the different units. That one here can move. Don't really need it to. That one there can move. I might as well move this out of the way because we've now bypassed, we don't need it in that town. This one here can move and shoot, so we should be able to finish this one off. Yep, there we go. So they've been destroyed, that's good. So that job is done. These guys here can move and shoot as well. And there's only got movement. We can move and shoot as well. We've got a bit of damage we can do. I can go to the high ground here. So this is the Franco forces. You've probably got to be a bit careful of that one. We're suppressing it, which is good. I'll move into the town. Oh, it's probably not the best place for it, to be honest, so I'll just move it across there. I don't think we've got anyone else that can actually go back into the town. The town is fairly important. Let's just go and get more replacements here. This one here can just move, but there's nowhere to really move it into, so we'll just keep it where that is. Same there again as well. Same there. I'm happy with that being on the hills. That one can move, but nowhere effective. Although, actually, if I move it out to there, moving in and around these guys is effective. This one here, we do have an attack, but it's not going to help me much. So I think I'll just move this one back up as well. Just get it into the support of the others. I'm not going to move it up, so I'll leave that one where that is. And again, moving it down now is actually more important because if this thing attacks any of these, then at least I can actually defend them. That one there again, there's nowhere really for it to go. So we're back there again. All right, that'll do us. More aircraft. Good. Ooh, that was a big hit. It's going to hurt. Okay, we lost one. Now, that's in a very, very weak position. So that will be destroyed next turn. Gee, they're coming in thick and fast now from this other side. Okay, so we're a bit weak over this side now. We're doing well back in here. This thing here will be completely destroyed. So we've lost, actually, see, that didn't come off our core slots at all. The one that we lost in there, that was one of the others that we had there from before. These have now become a bit of a liability. They've both lost a lot of points. We need to get more forces over this other side now. One's just down to 1, so that's not going to last very long at all. So we've got the 3 aircraft here which can now operate and destroy the other aircraft that we saw. So we've got one there, which is a tactical bomber, and we've got this one as well, which is also a tactical bomber. Now I can actually hit that one there. Let's go and do that with these. really doesn't matter whichever one we go for here. I will actually try to take this one on. Okay, another one down. That's 3 of the 7 aeroplanes now done. I've still got 2 that can operate back over this way. So we've just got on opposite sides. So we've got the mass attack. Yeah, so it's down to 2. Must be operating from here, I would guess. Now we need to smash these. So I'm going to do the tactical bombing on that one. Only got rid of 1 health point from it. That's International Brigade. Yeah, it's not going to be good enough. I can bring this one straight through, which will actually do a lot of damage. Nothing. Got him, good. All right, that's another one down. Excellent. It's 5 of 11. Let's get you up to full strength. And you as well, even though there's forces around you. Let's just do it up to 9. Now these are going to be a little bit weakened, so I'm going to go back into the heights. We may need to sort of just try to extract ourselves from in here. We'll bring some of these units across. This Brigada Mixer. Can't move that one up. Can't really do much with this. That one there, we get a bit of an attack. We've got to take this thing out. That's good. It's a good result actually for what that was. Now the anti-tank. Works out well. We're a little bit exposed here, so I don't want to really do too much with that. I can do more damage from the heights. It's now encircled. Might as well kill these off while we can. Now, we've got all these different groups that are now bunching in around this other side here. So I can smash those very, very easily, but I want to do that one. I think I want to stay inside here with the infantry. And we want to take both of these locations. Oh, they're still alive. That bridge is this is a really easy to defend location. Just keep them sort of going. Now, just keep on getting replacements here. So I've still got 8. These are all over the place now down in the valley. This one's not going to last. So I can bring this one in behind to start to surround this particular group. There's no roads that really run off this other side, so we should be fairly safe in there. I'm just going to go and get more elite replacements in there. Still got a lot of prestige, which is working in our favour. We're going to lose 3 there. Let's move this one up and try to suppress as much as we can. That was good. For suppression, it didn't sort of do anything to their health, but it does actually then mean that their actual suppression levels are down. So so that's their overall strength. Suppression, it's not really showing the suppression as such. Where does it show that? No, it's not actually showing it. But it just means that we've got a much easier attack here. Then they run off. Anti-tank, we can then do some damage against the armoured cars. And that one there I can actually take all the way around to do even more damage as well. Let's just start this way. We'll kill this one off. Got overrun, which gives me another shot. So this one here, we've got a chance of killing either one of these. Great, another overrun, which gives me another shot here. Awesome. Wow. This one destroyed 3 in one turn, and so it still has more shots, still has more turns to keep on moving, but no more actual. So I've got movement, but not attacks. Take this one into this one here, where we end up with mass attacks. Recon is helping here as well, which gives me an advantage. Now the cavalry here has got an advantage. This is a survivor. As long as this unit has more than 1 strength, it will always survive enemy attacks. So we're going to have to, it'll take a bit to whittle this one down. That was good. That was a good result. Then we can bring the armoured car up and then finish it off. Oh no, it still survived. Because of survivor. Okay, so so next turn we hopefully will be able to finish that one off. So I can still move off, which I think I'll do. So we're starting to now get closer and closer to these objectives. This anti-air, I'll just move that one up. And the anti-tank, we need to get this one fixed up. Alright, let's see what else we've got left. So we have anti-tank in here. I'm a little bit concerned. Actually, no, I shouldn't be too worried about that one up there. Okay, that's moved off. We are going to start to move this one back across the other side. There's nothing it can hit just yet. Got it. Good. I need to keep these in support, so I'll just keep that one where that is. Keep this one sort of in support as well. Might just move this one across. Oh, there we go. We can do a shot there against this one. Good. Nice. Now this unit here has only got movement but no actual defense, so I might as well move it up. Keep the pressure on. This one here does have movement and attacks. I've got to be careful. We definitely don't want this falling, so this would then open things up if I moved off from this location. So let's just get some elite replacements for that one. And this one here can also then move off. So we'll just move this one down into across here where we do need the support on this other side. This one's still just got the movement. I think I'll just keep it where it is. And that one there, support. Yeah, so we're back there. That's fine. Let's just end our turn there. It went even further. It flew past this aircraft, the airfield. Just be careful of these. That's fine, that's good. High attrition. AI is pretty good in this game. It will, it'll find units that it can actually take good attrition against. It's now raining, which means that our aircraft are now going to be grounded this turn, and next turn we then have clear weather again. So essentially the aircraft can no longer operate. Now, we can do massive damage there. Well, I might as well do it, I guess. That one can finish that one off. We have overrun. We can now bring this one back in again. So we'll start to do a bit more damage. Get replacements there. Yeah, there's too much damage coming back our way against that one, so we need to take these on. Damn, this one just can't quite move far enough to do what it needs to do. We do have mass attacks there. This one's down to 6. We can do big damage here. It's more suppression was what the artillery does. It's moved off. It's moved off as well. That's sort of in a bad position here, so I'm just going to move it out of the way even though we lose a turn. There's really not a lot I can do with that. Need to get these in to do their attacks. Okay, so we've still got this guy in here as well. This is artillery, which is not going to help us that much. I can keep on smashing up this way, which I think I'll do. Just got to be able to bring that one. Oh, that one still can't reach there. Who can reach it? That one can. Alright, so we'll have to do that. Got him, good. Another unit down, that's great. So we don't want these guys getting into those sorts of territory. The high ground there. Can start to push back here if we needed to. Yeah, that one just is not strong enough to sort of do anything. I need armor for this one to be more effective, I think. Let's just go into the high ground and just watch this road. Now I'm going to take another attack here, so I think I'll still just stay where I am. The reason I'm staying there is because I don't want to have too many forces attacking this unit. That one's still going to attack. Look, I'll take it. Actually, I can do that one there and not take too much damage myself. I'll just stay where that is. Alright, next. That one can do 2 damage. I do need to start to clean these up. That's artillery, so we should be able to sort of smash that one fairly readily. I sort of am thinking, actually, with what we have, it's almost worth... Actually, that one there can do big damage. Let's bring this one across. This is a Brigada Mixta. 6 damage, great. Which now we can do 2 here. Actually, I can start to just hit this one as well. Just move them out and about. We're getting close to this supply depot. One's gone. Now I should be able to get a run on here. There we go, overrun. Maybe I'll get it here as well. Not quite. So got bigger forces there. There's no other tanks in here. Let's get this one ready to come in from the high ground. These are the engineer group. Which way shall I do this? Look, I'll just get the replacements here. And these are getting better and better with their experience levels. I might as well replenish these as well. When you're on high ground, you get an extra range as well with any artillery. Bring that up. Right, what have we still got next? One's already fired. Can't really do much, so if I just put it on high ground again, it's going to be able to help. See how it's now extended all the way out to here. So the next turn, these big artillery will be able to do massive damage from these mountains. This one here, we just need to Keep it going. This is artillery, so it's not going to be all that effective against the tanks. Down to 4,800. We're still doing fairly well with the prestige. Can't do anything else with that one. Just leave it where it is. So I might just move it up. It's a bit exposed there. But that's okay. We'll just give it a go. Now the aircraft, we can't really do anything with these. So they're sort of stuck when it's raining. This guy in here just stays where it is. That one there, don't want to move that one off either. So they've all moved pretty much. This tank could actually just go in and just give a bit of support, so I'll do that. It's going to be a little bit better at defending than the anti-air. That's it, I think. So we'll leave it there for that turn. You can see that the colours change as the morale starts to come down. These cavalry that they've got are actually pretty effective. I probably shouldn't have just discounted them straight away the way that I did. Now, I don't know if we can make it in there. I don't think we can. So this guy is cut off. He's still got 4 ammo left. Nothing's come on this side of the river. Let's just get those replaced. So we do have mass attacks all the way through here. Yeah, they're gone. Supply dump there. That's too much damage done to us, so let's just get those replaced. It's encircled. We'll just get them replaced as well. Bring them up. Okay, they're in a good position. These really can't do much just yet. Now it is sunny, so we do actually have the use of the aircraft again. Bring those across. This thing has fixed itself up. Now, what can we reach? Can't reach those at the back. Can reach this one here. Can't reach those. That's a good start. When they're suppressed a little bit, like what that one is, it does make a big difference. Oh, you know, I should have fixed these up last time. That's silly me. I'm going to do it this time. still got these 3. So there's no aircraft showing just yet, but that's fine. That was good. Yeah, we've got nothing else that can actually hit those. I'll just get those fixed up as well now. And those. And these. Let's get everything back fighting fit. It's now gone off, which gives me another aircraft that I can use to attack it. I didn't do too much damage down this way, which was good. And the high ground here as well, which will help us. Excellent. That's too much damage for against us. It's too hard. They're protecting each other, but I'll still do it. Got them, that's good. Another attrition. Certainly helps. Another one down as well. Great. So we're sort of rolling them up now, which is nice. This is going to be too much. We're going to have to surround that one. They may come forward. Can't do anything else with those. Oh, we can hit this one with this. It's pretty secure in there now. Okay, it's surviving. Next turn we're going to be fairly strong with all of these different units, so they're all okay. I've still got this as well actually. I should have hit some of these a bit harder beforehand. Yep, that's good. Let's see who else we've got left. This group here can move. I'll just move it back into there. The one there can move and fire. As can this one. I'll just keep it where it is. Back down that way. Got an aircraft here as well. Well, I might as well go after these tanks. It's expensive for them to rebuild these. One can just only move, so I'll just leave it where it is. And that one as well. Can still move and fire, but we're going to lose too much. That one there can only move. Just leave it where it is, and then we're back there. This one can get replaced. That one there can only move. Yep, so we're back down full loop now. So we'll end our turn there. And I'm running out of time, so what I think I might do is we might make this the last turn. We'll see if we can get some of these objectives if we can. So they're causing issues. It's now raining again. Next day it's going to be sunny again. It's the rain in Spain. Sorry. I had to say that. Right, we've got a big attack here. Take that one. Now, we do want to end up sort of up in the other side there. We do actually have hills here. Let's just move up into the hills. There's another airfield there, which no one is at. Now, these are elite replacements here for these Vickers. You know, I think I'll just go for it now. So we get that one. Get a little bit more here. Oh, hang on. That's that's a Fiat. We because it's raining, we won't get a chance to actually chase them down. Yeah, I can't even fire at them because of the rain. In this case, we'll just get this one replenished. And probably not going to be able to get to that location. This one's close. Grab that one. So we can actually start to hit this this area here. Okay, they've been destroyed. Took a bit of damage there. There's only one there. This is the one that survives, though. It's not helpful. This thing here is the problem. Can't get across there. Oh, we did wipe them out. Good. Back on high ground. Still can't do anything with that. Really can't do much with those at all. Yeah, unfortunately it's going to take a bit too long to bring this one down, to whittle it down. I'll still bring it up for support. I need to get more of these forces in here. Just a bit of suppression. Can't really do much. Surrendered, that's good. Get onto the high ground. These armoured cars should do a good job against that one, which it will. It's moving back. This artillery, we can just help to get this one a bit down. We should be able to then kill this one off. No, we can't. There's nothing special with it. Try to get an overrun here. There we go, got the overrun. We'll smash this. Let's move down. There's nothing else we can actually... Oh yeah, we can. We can finish it off with these. Good. Take it on. So these are the Garda Civil, the old Napoleonic hats. What have we still got left? It's only got movement. Move it up. Just bring this one in behind as well. This one here, we just want to keep this one out of the fight a little bit. So I'll just keep it where it is. So I can actually just press Z or Z to just keep those sort of from, like, you know, we're not going to actually do the shot there. This one here is anti-tank. We'll bring that one up. Okay, and then we've next one. This is now sort of finished its usefulness on the top there. So we'll bring it down to more heights just to allow it to sort of get more support back in there. I'll leave that one. I know we can move it off now. It's pretty safe to move off. And these can't do anything. So I'm just pressing Z on each of those. That one can go off now and start to attack, or it can move up, but I think we'll actually just bring it across now and just start to get the firepower in this way. There we go, another one destroyed. So we've no longer, this bridge is now, we've bypassed the bridge. And that one there, nothing much really for it to do. I mean, it could move up. I mean, we are sort of now starting to push up, so we might as well get into positions away from these hills. And that's pretty much it. So we'll end our turn here. One more turn. One more turn. So we've got this one here, which has also got the 10 protection there. So this is a supply dump. It's single entity, no zone of control, no surrender. It's got no supply, no unit management as such, but it's actually like a bunker. So we still need to remove it. You can see I can sort of slowly whittle it away. This one's going to be my best bet. I need to destroy these. It's down to 2, which is going to make this a much more effective attack now. Let's just go for this. Because it's protecting this, I wanted to remove that. Oh, it's down to 1. And we can now move in. Bang, taken it. So we end up with another 2,500. Still didn't get any more total cores. So we got one of the Caesar National Supply bases. We got one of them back in there, which is good. It's a start. And just keep on replacing these, get them up to full strength. Well, we've got one of those. I think I might call it quits here. We're now 2 hours in. That sort of gives you a bit of a feel for the game. And this sort of this is the First Guards DLC, which came out fairly recently. And yeah, great game. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Yeah, I'll leave it there. I feel like there's something else I should be saying, but I forget what it is. Gives you a feel anyway. It's an intricate game. It's easy to play, difficult to master. There's certainly the different interplay with the different units works very, very well. Anyway, I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching.